is CBS News Miami.
And good afternoon, I'm Jim Berry. Welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. As you can see, we are tracking the tropics because a lot is going on. There is a tropical storm out in the Atlantic and another weather system that's even closer to us. And that's why we have next weather chief meteorologist and hurricane specialist Ivan Cabrera to break it all down for us.
And all of a sudden, we're busy in the tropics. Yeah, we're watching Tropical Storm Umberto. That's headed towards Bermuda. But Jim, just to your left are the hurricane hunters. They're going to be headed out towards the Invest area. Here's the tropical wave. That's the one that's been impacting with Puerto Rico with torrential amounts of rain over the last couple of days. They're in and they're on their way. So they have to sample this system. Do we have a tropical depression already? I don't think we have a tropical storm quite yet, but that would be the next one. And the reason we're watching that one is because that one has the potential to have more impacts across the lower 48. I just want to get you the updated track on Umberto. If you have interest in Bermuda, this is not going to be an impact for the United States. There you see it becoming a hurricane. I don't think that'll happen, Hurricane Umberto, until Friday night and into Saturday morning, and then you see their category 2, perhaps borderline category 3, before it makes that safe turn for the United States, but not so much for Bermuda. But it is the Invest area which will likely be our next tropical depression. I think this will be a tropical storm, perhaps even a hurricane, and perhaps even direct impacts with the United States. I still think we're looking good for that because we've got the jet stream on our side. That's those upper level winds that can dive down and really steer this away from us. And I think that looks still good for us. Now, it could get close enough to us this week and early next week, particularly to give us perhaps a few rain showers. That would be but that's the worst I'm expecting. So certainly nothing that we need to get ready for as far as an impactful storm. But the Carolinas have to watch this very closely because it may not do that curve until it actually makes a landfall there, perhaps even as a hurricane. That's something all the models are hinting at, and we're watching very closely. This is our in-house computer model forecast here, our high resolution, where you can see that wrapping up. Watch the clock there through Saturday and into the weekend. Now, if that materializes there, you see some of those outer bands could be impacting with our area here. Gusty winds, some heavy rainfall before then the lift to the north. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't think, again, this will have a direct impact on the South Florida area here for us. So excellent news. All right, back to the forecast as far as what's going on. Flood advisory, that will be allowed to expire over the last several minutes. And the reason we have that, I have to tell you, is because we've had a lot of rainfall over the last several hours. And I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as some of the numbers here depicted by Doppler radar. And this continues to be, a few light rain showers. So my concern would be over that area if we started heavily raining, but it's not happening right now. It's just some light showers in the pockets right now. And then further south, if you're watching us from Homestead, anywhere from Redland out towards the east, this is a line of thunderstorms, or a cluster, I should say, that looks like it's moving east, but it's not. It'll likely rain itself out, but it could clip our westernmost neighborhood, so that's something I'll be watching as well. And just in general, everybody, we're looking for daily afternoon thunderstorms over the next few days. That includes the weekend, although by then I think slightly lower rain chances to around a 40%. That, of course, remains to be seen as far as whether we have any indirect impacts from the tropics. More on that coming up on our 5 o'clock show. Jim.
Ivan, thanks much. And of course, this reminder, there are still about 2 months left in hurricane season, and the next weather team is making sure that you are prepared. So scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special, which has important information for you and your family. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Other news now. Fort Lauderdale police say they have made 3 more arrests in the shooting death of a 3-year-old boy. The arrest gives his family the closure that it has desperately wanted. But as it told CBS News Miami Ted Scouten, the news is bittersweet.
This was such a difficult day for the family. I spoke to Rilo's grandfather, and he was saying that it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. The pain just keeps coming back. But despite the pain, despite how bittersweet all this is, he says the family is very grateful that 4 men are now held to account. A heart-wrenching day for the family of Rilo Yancey. The 3-year-old boy was shot and killed at a birthday party in Riverland Park in May of last year.
I'm proud to announce that we have concluded our investigation and that 4 individuals have been charged in this case.
Fort Lauderdale Police Chief Bill Schultz announced 3 more arrests for the murder of that innocent child. Tyler Hollins was already in custody. Police announced Andrew St. Louis, Antonio Carter, and Tommy Allen are all facing first-degree murder charges. At times it was difficult for the chief to speak.
To Rilo's family, while no outcome can erase the heart-wrenching pain of losing a child. It is our hope that these arrests will bring some measure of peace and closure to you.
For the family, this is bittersweet.
It's a wound that could never heal. You know, just when you think you're getting over it, the rain comes storming again. I think that, this is something that you'll never get over.
Rilo's grandfather keeps a reminder of Rilo with him, a superhero with a recorded message from Rilo.
And he said, hallelujah and amen. That was the recorder said in here, and we liked it, and that's what we live by now with it. When we look for comfort, I mash it. You see, that's all I got to live with, and it just takes me back,
The chief also stressing how important tips were in this case to getting those people in custody. He said never underestimate the power of a tip. In Fort Lauderdale, Ted Scout, CBS News, Miami.
New details now about a crash last night on Bird Road in Westchester. The Florida Highway Patrol says one person died. That accident happened near 108th Avenue. There was a black Toyota Camry that you just saw there, which had extensive damage. It is not clear what caused that crash. The Broward Sheriff's Office released photos of a hit-and-run crash in Deerfield Beach. It left 2 people seriously hurt. The vehicle that took off is a red-colored SUV, possibly a Honda, and it should have right front end damage. Deputies say the vehicle hit a man and a woman who were crossing Hillsborough Boulevard last month. Authorities are offering a $5,000 reward for information which leads to an arrest. Anyone with info is urged to call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. An assistant football coach accused of punching several students at Blanche Ely High School in Pompano Beach has posted bond. He should be released from jail at any time. Police say a student of 29-year-old Jameer Clark posted something negative about him online. According to investigators, Clark walked up to the student and punched him in the face, leading to a brawl involving 3 other students. Clark faces 4 counts of child abuse. Broward County Public Schools say Clark is being reassigned while this case is under review. Governor Ron DeSantis appears today at Florida International University to tout a new option for charter schools. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner tells us the governor envisions them opening in Miami-Dade within 2 years.
Today, the governor announced that a new charter school system will be opening up here in Florida. It's a system based out of New York called Success Academy. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spoke about how successful this program has been in New York, helping poor kids in inner cities. DeSantis said that starting with Miami-Dade, Success Academy is going to be opening up new schools, and they will take over underperforming schools through a program called Schools of Hope, which allows charter schools to operate within public school spaces. The funding for this, in part, is coming from Kenneth Griffin, the founder of Citadel. He donated $50 million. DeSantis also said this is possible because of school choice, and that 70% of students in Miami-Dade choose to go to a school other than their neighborhood school. And he said Success Academy is going to give parents even more options.
We believe regardless of where you're from, regardless of how much money your parents have, regardless of your ethnic heritage, regardless of whether you're male or female, that you have an ability to succeed. I think it's healthy that schools compete for students. I think it's healthy that a school is going to be in a situation where if a charter school is offering better programs and the parents have more confidence then, and they're losing students to that, then they're going to have to do something to earn the trust of those parents back.
Success Academy hopes to be up and operational by the 2027-2028 school year. But DeSantis said here today that if we're back here in 5 years, he expects that there will be multiple Success Academies, not just here in Miami-Dade County, but Broward County as well, and across the state of Florida. In West Miami-Dade, Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
And we reached out to Miami-Dade schools for a comment on the new charter school option. When we hear back, we will share that information with you. Well, you can now openly carry a gun in Florida. Earlier this month, the Florida Appeals Court struck down the state's open carry ban. The ruling does not affect restrictions on guns in police stations, courthouses, polling places, government meetings, and schools. Private business owners also still have the right to ban guns on their property. When we come back on the Quickcast, the young men from the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence leave early this morning for Washington, D.C. to take part in the Congressional Black Caucus, and they share their excitement with us next. And Dolphin fans, CBS Miami's got you covered. You can watch the Dolphins take on the New York Jets right here next Monday night. Pregame gets underway at 6:30 p.m., followed by the game at 7. Welcome back to CBS Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Well, dozens of South Florida high school students are in our nation's capital, a trip arranged by the 5,000 Role Models of Excellence mentorship program. And we were there, in fact, as the young men left from Miami-Dade Public Schools headquarters very bright and early this morning. While in Washington, D.C., they will take part in the Congressional Black Caucus. One student says this is his first time traveling without his parents. He's looking forward to making some lifelong connections.
When it all boils down, I feel as if exposure is the most important thing. So being on this trip will bring a lot of exposure, you know, from the different museums that we're going to attend to, the different artifacts. And again, yeah, I believe it's exposure at the end of the day.
From this, I could take away more of like the connections part. You know, like if I get to meet more people and I get to talk to more people, I can make more friends and later build a relationship with people that can help me in the future.
They're looking sharp, the young men traveling in business attire with their suits and signature role models ties. First up for them in D.C. is a tour of Howard University. Miami City Commissioners, meantime, expected to vote today on the sale of the historic Olympia Theater to Slam Academy. That is the charter school system owned by Pitbull. Under the proposal, Slam would pay for much-needed renovations, estimated at nearly $77 million. This vote has been on hold for a couple of months as officials calculated the cost of repairs and also public accessibility to the theater. Well, the race to become Miami's next mayor is a crowded one. Join Elliot Rodriguez next Tuesday, September 30th at 7 p.m. for a live 2-hour debate presented by the Downtown Neighbors Alliance. There are 13 candidates. 6 of them will debate the issues, and the only place you can watch it is on the CBS News Miami stream. Find it on the CBS News app, Pluto TV, and on CBSMiami.com. That is CBS News Miami's Quickcast. I'm Jim Barry. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS Miami.